I want to tell you something that took me a long time to really understand. The quality of your entire day, your focus, your emotional state, your energy, your decisions, your interactions, is almost entirely set in the first 30 minutes after you wake up. Not the gym, not your diet, not your evening routine, the morning, specifically, those first 30 minutes when your brain is still in a transitional state between sleep and full waking consciousness. Wayne Dyer understood this, and he spent the last 30 years of his life building a morning practice that he credited, publicly, repeatedly, as the foundation of everything he was able to create and contribute. He meditated for 2 hours every morning. He practiced what he called the I am declarations. He cultivated genuine gratitude before his feet touched the floor. He set his intention for the day before the world had a chance to set it for him. And the results of that practice were visible to everyone who knew him. A quality of presence, a steadiness, a warmth combined with absolute clarity. A life that kept producing meaning and contribution right up until his final years. Now, you don't need to meditate for 2 hours. He didn't start there either. What I'm going to give you in this video is the 30-minute morning routine that captures the essential elements of what Dyer practiced, adapted for a real modern life. 30 minutes, every morning, before you touch your phone. That's the commitment. If you're willing to make it, and I hope after this video you will be, I want to walk you through exactly what to do, why it works, and how to build it into something that actually sticks. Let's start with the science. Because understanding why this works makes you much more likely to actually do it. Let me tell you exactly what Wayne Dyer's morning looked like. Not the idealized version, the real one. He woke early, often before sunrise, not with an alarm if he could avoid it. He preferred to let his body find its own waking time. Before anything else, before getting up, before using the bathroom, before speaking to anyone, he would lie still for several minutes and what he called marinate in the feeling of gratitude. Not a list, a feeling, a genuine, physical sense of appreciation for being alive, for the people in his life, for the work he had to do. Then he would move into his I am practice. He wrote extensively about this in Wishes Fulfilled, one of his most personal books. The I am declarations. I am enough, I am at peace, I am grateful, I am ready, I am connected to something larger than myself. Spoken slowly, felt genuinely, not as wishful thinking but as identity statements. Then he meditated, for as long as he needed, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes 2 hours. He described the meditation as going into the gap, finding the silence between thoughts, reconnecting to what he called the source, the quiet intelligence that he believed underlies everything. After meditation he would move into his day, but the day was launched from that foundation, from that frequency, from that sense of deliberate intention rather than reactive urgency. He often said, "The way you start your morning is the way you live your day. And the way you live your day is the way you live your life." That sentence changed the way I think about mornings permanently. Because it means every morning is not just a morning. It's a microcosm of your entire life. And how you show up for it matters enormously. Here's why the morning matters so much from a neuroscience perspective. And once you understand this, the logic of a deliberate morning practice becomes undeniable. When you first wake up, your brain is in a state called alpha wave activity. Alpha waves are associated with relaxed, receptive awareness. Your rational filters, the ones that evaluate, judge, and reject new information, are not yet fully online. Your subconscious is maximally accessible. In this state, whatever you expose your mind to goes in deep. Not surface deep, subconscious deep. It bypasses the critical faculty that normally evaluates and filters incoming information. This is why the first 30 minutes after waking are so critical. And it works in both directions. If you spend those 30 minutes scrolling social media, absorbing comparison, anxiety, negativity, other people's highlight reels and the world's problems, that's what goes in deep. Before you've had a chance to set your own frequency, the world has set it for you. If you spend those 30 minutes in deliberate practice, gratitude, intention, affirmation, stillness, that's what goes in deep. You launch your day from your own chosen frequency rather than from reaction. Harvard research has confirmed what Dyer understood intuitively. The brain is most plastic, most changeable, in the morning hours. New neural pathways form more readily. Old patterns are most easily interrupted. The habits you build in the morning have outsized effects on the rest of the day. Wayne Dyer read this research and felt validated, because he had already been living the practice for decades. The science was just catching up. So, knowing all of this, here is exactly what to do with those 30 minutes. The first 5 minutes, you're still in bed or sitting up. Eyes closed or softly open. Phone is not in your hand. This is the IAM practice. Wayne Dyer wrote an entire book about this, Wishes Fulfilled, and I want to give you the practical distillation. The two words, IAM, are among the most powerful words in any language. Dyer studied their significance across spiritual traditions, across philosophy, across the practical psychology of self-identity. And his conclusion was unambiguous. What follows, IAM, becomes your self-definition. And your self-definition shapes your experience of reality. Here's the practice. Say each statement slowly, out loud if possible or clearly in your mind. Say it with feeling, not as a wish, but as a present tense declaration of who you are. I am enough. Right now, as I am enough. I am moving in the right direction. I am grateful for this day before it begins. I am someone who good things happen to. I am at peace with where I am and excited about where I'm going. Say each one 3 times. Pause between them. Breathe. Let it land. Now, you might feel resistance. A voice saying, that's not true. That voice is the old self-schema trying to protect its territory. Don't fight it, just notice it, and return to the declaration. Here's what's happening neurologically. In the alpha state of early morning, these declarations bypass the critical faculty and go directly into the subconscious as instructions. The brain begins looking for evidence that confirms them. It's the reticular activating system, the filter we talked about earlier, being recalibrated. Over time, weeks, months, these declarations become the lens through which you see your day. And what you see through that lens changes what you experience. 5 minutes, every morning, before anything else. This one practice alone is worth the entire video. Minutes 6 through 10. Meditation. I know what some of you are thinking. I've tried meditation. My mind won't stop. I can't do it. Here's what Wayne Dyer said to that, and I want you to really hear this. That's exactly why you need to meditate. A busy, restless mind is not a barrier to meditation. It's the reason for it. Meditation is not about stopping your thoughts. It's about changing your relationship to them. Learning to observe them instead of being controlled by them. Building the skill of returning to the present moment, which is the only place peace actually lives. The 5-minute morning meditation practice is simple. You don't need an app, a cushion, or a special room. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, breathe normally, and simply count your breaths, 1 on the inhale, 2 on the exhale, up to 10. Then start again. When a thought comes, and it will, notice it. Don't engage with it, don't follow it, don't fight it. Just notice, thinking, and return to counting. That's it. For 5 minutes, Dyer described meditation as going into the gap. Between thoughts, there is a small space of pure awareness. That space is where he said the deepest wisdom, the most authentic guidance, and the truest sense of self live. Meditation is the practice of widening that space. Even 5 minutes daily, done consistently, begins to change the quality of your attention throughout the day. You'll catch yourself reacting less, pausing more, responding from a more settled place. Start with 5 minutes. If you want to extend it over time, extend it. But start with 5, every morning, without exception. Minutes 11 through 15. Gratitude, but not the list version. The frequency version. Here's the difference. List gratitude sounds like, I'm grateful for my health, my family, my home. It's cognitive. It registers the facts. It's fine, but it doesn't actually shift your frequency in a lasting way. Frequency gratitude sounds like this. You think of one thing you genuinely appreciate. And then you feel it. Physically. In your body. The warmth of a relationship that matters to you. The reality of having a place to live that's yours. The fact that you woke up this morning with another day in front of you. The memory of a moment, recent or not, that was genuinely good. Feel it like you're back in it. Let your chest warm. Let your breathing slow. Let the appreciation become something physical. That shift, from cognitive listing to felt appreciation, is the difference between a morning routine that's just another task and one that actually changes your day. Wayne Dyer practiced this with what he called gratitude prayers, not religious prayers necessarily, but extended periods of genuine, felt appreciation directed at specific things in his life. He would sometimes spend 20 or 30 minutes in this state during his longer morning practice. For our 30-minute routine, 5 minutes of felt gratitude is the target. Pick 1 to 3 things. Feel each one genuinely. Don't rush through them. And here's a specific practice Dyer recommended. Include something about your body. We often take the body for granted until it starts failing. Spend 30 seconds genuinely appreciating your body, its capacity for movement, for sensation, for carrying you through the world. That gratitude alone shifts something. Minutes 16 through 20. Intention. And I want to be precise here about the difference between goals and intention. Because this is a distinction Dyer cared deeply about. Goals are about what you want to achieve. They're important, they're useful, but they live in the future, and your morning is about the present. Intention is about who you're choosing to be. It's present tense. It's internal rather than external. The morning intention question is simply this: who am I choosing to be today? Not what do I want to accomplish. Not what's on my calendar. Who am I choosing to be? Take 4 or 5 minutes with this question. Write the answer if you have a journal nearby. Or just sit with it. Am I choosing to be patient today, especially when things go slowly or people frustrate me? Am I choosing to be generous with my attention, my time, my encouragement? Am I choosing to be present, to actually be where I am rather than mentally somewhere else? Am I choosing to be creative, to look for possibilities rather than obstacles? Whatever you choose, name it. Say it out loud or write it down. Today I am choosing to be patient. Today I am choosing to be present. Today I am choosing to be someone who moves with intention rather than reaction. This 4-minute practice has an outsized effect on behavior. Because you've made a conscious choice about who you're being, before the day starts pulling you in 100 different directions. And when things get hard during the day, you have something to return to. The intention you set this morning. Minutes 21 through 30. This is where you bring your body fully online. Not a workout. That can happen later if you like. This is about conscious physical activation. Getting into your body with intention rather than just stumbling into your day. Movement. 5 to 8 minutes. It can be stretching, a brief walk around the block, yoga, light exercise, whatever works for you. The key word is conscious. You're moving with awareness, not distraction. No podcast yet, no music yet, just you and your body and your breathing in the morning air. This physical activation does 2 things. First, it signals to your nervous system that the day is beginning, that it's time to move from the receptive morning state into engaged, active presence. Second, it reinforces the physical component of the intention you just set. You're not just thinking about who you want to be today. You're beginning to embody it. Then, nourishment. This doesn't mean a specific diet. It means drinking water consciously, eating something that supports your body, and doing both with awareness rather than on autopilot while scrolling your phone. Dyer talked about this in the context of treating your body as the vehicle of your spirit. The way you nourish and care for your body is a statement about how much you value the life you're living. And valuing your life, genuinely, physically, in the choices you make every morning, is part of your frequency. The 30 minutes are now complete. You have set your IAM declarations, meditated, felt genuine gratitude, set your intention, moved your body, and nourished yourself. All before the world has had a chance to get to you. That's a very different way to start a day. I need to talk about the phone. Because no morning routine will work if you're checking your phone first. I know this is obvious. I know you've heard it before. But I want to give you the reason, the real, neurological reason, so that it stops being a piece of advice you know and starts being something you actually do. When you wake up and immediately check your phone, here's what happens. Your brain, still in that alpha state, still maximally receptive, immediately absorbs whatever the phone shows you. Notifications, news, social media, other people's urgency, the world's problems, someone's highlight reel that makes your morning feel inadequate. All of that goes in deep. Before you've had a chance to set your own frequency, someone else has set it for you. You've handed the most precious and powerful 30 minutes of your day, the window when your subconscious is most accessible, to a device designed to capture your attention and hold it. And then you wonder why, by 10 in the morning, you already feel behind, anxious, or scattered. Wayne Dyer was not anti-technology, but he was very clear: the morning is sacred time. It belongs to you, not to the world, not to social media, not to news, not to other people's expectations. The phone can wait 30 minutes. Everything that requires your urgent attention at 6 a.m. will still be there at 6:31 a.m. The practice: phone goes face down or stays in another room until your 30-minute routine is complete. Every morning, non-negotiable. This one change alone, before you add any other practice, will measurably improve the quality of your mornings. Okay, you know what to do. Now let's talk about how to actually make it happen, because the gap between knowing and doing is where most good intentions die. Here's the honest truth about building a morning routine. You're not going to do it perfectly from day one. The alarm is going to go off and you're going to hit snooze. You're going to reach for your phone out of pure habit before you remember. You're going to have a morning where nothing goes according to plan. That's normal. That's not failure. That's just the old pattern putting up resistance. Here's how to build this so that it actually sticks. Start with just 5 minutes. Not 30. 5. Just the IAM practice. Every morning for 1 week. That's it. Build the consistency before you build the duration. Week 2. Add 5 more minutes of meditation. Total, 10 minutes. Week 3. Add the 5 minutes of gratitude. Total, 15 minutes. Week 4. Add the intention practice. Total, 20 minutes. By week 5, add the physical component. Total, 30 minutes. This graduated approach works because you're building the identity of someone who has a morning practice before you build the full practice. And identity builds through small, consistent actions, not through dramatic overhauls. The 21-day challenge. Starting tomorrow morning, do the 5-minute IAM practice every single day for 21 days. No exceptions. Not, when I feel like it. Every day. What you'll discover at day 21 is something Wayne Dyer promised, and delivered on, to everyone he taught this to. You won't want to stop. Subscribe for more Wayne Dyer lessons like this every week. Like if this gave you something. Comment below. What's the first thing you reach for every morning? Let's be honest. I'll be reading. Don't die with your music still in you. Before you go, if any part of this video made you stop and think, that's not an accident. Wayne Dyer believed that the right message finds you at exactly the right moment. Maybe this was yours. If it was, hit subscribe. Not because I'm asking you to, but because there are more lessons like this one waiting for you on this channel. And you don't want to miss them. Hit the like button if this added something to your day. It takes 1 second and it helps more people find this content, people who might need it just as much as you did. And turn on notifications, so the next lesson shows up before life gets in the way. I'll see you in the next one. Don't die with your music still in you.